Hey, this is Bradley Benner of Mastery PR. You're about to see the details of this awesome product. But before I show it to you, make sure to click the link below to see all of our amazing bonuses that you can only get through Mastery PR. Alright, now check out this special offer.
Hey guys, it's Kenny here, and before we get started, I just want to ask you real quick, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, because unlike videos that are out there that are kind of like this one, I'm actually going to be teaching you stuff here. I'm not just going to read to you, because that's kind of dumb. That's for people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I'm actually going to be teaching you a lot of stuff in this video, so grab a pen, piece of paper, and we'll get started. But before we get started on the actual training that I want to go through with you, I just want to go over some of the results that we've been seeing with this so that you kind of know what you're getting into. So this is an email that I got a couple days back on February 5th. It's the, depending on when you're watching this, it's the 9th when I'm recording it. But Kenny, I'm not sure if this will work for my business or not, but I think it's worth it a shot at the price point. If I can get rid of my SEO costs, that would be a huge win. I want you to remember that line. If I can get rid of my SEO costs, that would be a huge win. If it doesn't work, then I lose a few dollars. Send over the invoice and I'll have it back today. Hey, Kenny, it seems like a very interesting concept. I ran it by my partner and I think we'll give it a try for a month and see how it works. If it goes like you say, then you'll have a customer for life. If it doesn't, then you'll have a customer for a month. I kind of like that line. Ready for you to perform. Let me know what the next step is to get going. Sounds like a great idea. I currently pay $2,700 per month, so getting that off the books would help. How do we proceed? These are people that are writing me back after one cold email. And the reason why they're doing that is because I'm taking an entirely different approach to contacting them and reaching out to them. And when you put this approach into your business, you're going to see a dramatic increase in the amount of prospects that you get for selling offline services, what I sell, but whatever you sell, like any other, process that I put together or, service that I teach or anything like that, my sales process can work in any business in the world. It doesn't matter what it is that you're selling. For me, it's offline stuff, but for you, it could be anything. So, like I said, what you just saw are responses from people after just one cold email, and they're from an outsourcer that I hire for a few dollars an hour. Now, this is an outsourcer that I already had on my team. They were already in my company, and they had a couple extra hours free every single day that they can work for me. So I put them on this one simple thing, and I just told them, listen, I want you to send out this particular email using this specific angle, and I want you to attach this proof to it. I'm going to show you all this stuff, so don't freak out about it. But I want you to attach this proof to it, and what I want you to do is I want you to do it for the 2 or 3 hours that you have available. And what we saw was absolutely mind-blowing. So in this free training, I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. And I'm going to show you everything, so don't worry about it. You just take notes, follow along, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to put this into play inside of your business. So here's the angle. This is the first thing I want to go over because this is really, really important. The angle is cost reduction as opposed to increase in sales. So there's 3 ways that you can increase the revenue of a company, right? Number one, let's say, I always use this example and people make fun of me, but it is what it is. Let's say I'm selling a flashlight, right? If I'm selling a flashlight, I can do 3 things to this flashlight company that's going to increase the revenue. And we always want to focus on an increase in revenue. We always want to focus on putting more money in the business owner's pocket, no matter what it is that we're selling. When it comes to marketing services or offline business or whatever you want to call it, right? When you're coming in as a consultant or whatever, you always want to focus on the revenue, not the task. You don't want to sell SEO, you want to sell revenue. You don't want to sell rep management, you want to sell revenue. You don't want to sell web design, you want to sell money. That's always how it is, okay? So there's 3 ways that we can increase the revenue of a company. We can bring in more sales, right? That's usually what I do, and that's what I do every single day, right? We can reduce the cost of what it costs to get this. So let's say this item right now is $1. That's what they're buying it for, and they're selling it for $4, right? We can bring this item from $1 to 50 cents, okay? So we can reduce the cost of goods sold or the overhead in general, and that'll bring more money in for the company because less costs go out, less money goes out, right? More money left over. Or we can increase the price of this, right? So let's say we're paying $1 for it and we're selling it for $4. We could say, okay, let's sell it for $5. We're going to make more money that way. So those are the 3 ways that you can increase revenue for a company. Now, most of the time, 90% of my day is spent telling companies, listen, I can bring in more leads, I can bring in more business, I can bring in more money that way, okay? 10% of my time now is spent saying, listen, we can bring the cost down. Not the cost of goods sold, but the overhead in general. And that's why you're seeing people respond to me saying, hey, listen, if I can get that $2,700 off the books, that would be awesome, right? Or if I can reduce my SEO costs or get rid of my SEO costs, that would be awesome. That's the angle that I'm using, okay? I'm using a cost reduction angle as opposed to an increase in sales angle. And by doing that, I am seeing a massive, massive increase in the amount of responses that I'm getting because there's literally nobody else in the world that I know of, besides the people that taught me how to do this. There's nobody else in the world that is doing this. And I actually learned this from a satellite TV salesperson, because basically what he did was he went into people that was selling, they had regular cable or whatever, and they were paying $200 a month. And he was like, listen, I can get you down from $200 down to $49. That's it. Same channel, same everything. Everything's good. $249. And they signed up like crazy, and the response rate was huge. Other people were going in and talking about the HD quality and the number of boxes they got and all this stuff, and nobody cared. What they cared about was the cost reduction. And when I switched to that model, as again, part of my time during the day, the amount of responses that I got increased like crazy. All right, so what we're talking about here, number one, same results. Number two, 75% cost reduction. So when I go up to someone, I can say to them, or write an email or whatever. I can go up to them and I can say, listen, let's take SEO for an example, right? You're paying $2,700 or $2,500 a month for your SEO services right now, okay? I can get you the same exact results in 6 days as opposed to 6 months, and you're 100% protected by PayPal. They always side with the buyer, all that stuff, right? Then I say to them, listen, it's going to cost you $500 one time as opposed to $2,500 per month. Here's all the proof that I've done it in the past. What do you want to do? Okay. When I take that angle, the amount of responses that I get is insane. Okay. And that's what we're talking about here. So same results. Right now, you're paying $2,500 a month for SEO. It's taking you 6 months to get on the first page Google or whatever. We can do the same type of deal. It's going to take you 6 days as opposed to 6 months. And it's going to cost you $500 one time as opposed to $2,500 per month. Which way you want to go. All right. I'm going to show you how to get the proof and all that stuff in a second. But that's the angle that I'm taking. And they're fully protected, like I said, because we use PayPal as our processor. So they know that, listen, you don't have, I say to them, listen, you don't have to trust me. I don't want you to trust me. That would be stupid. Trusting me after one email would be crazy. I don't trust you. I don't know you either. But you can trust a company called PayPal, which I'm sure you probably heard of before, right? Okay. So we fully protect them by passing off the trust. It's a method that I've been using for years, and it works really well. Pass off the trust to somebody else. Use PayPal as your big trust getter, and they'll buy from you like crazy. All right, so here's the process. This is the whole entire thing. This is the whole entire funnel right here on your screen. If you take this down, take notes of it, you'll be able to put this into your business right now. So number one, cold email with proof. Don't freak out about the proof yet. I'm going to show you how to get it, okay? Cold email with proof. Number two, write to a payment. Number three, we provide the service. Again, like I said before, the service could be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. The only thing you have to understand is that if you're going to provide a service, you have to make sure that you're contacting people that are already getting it. That's very important, okay? You don't want to contact, here's a good example. If I'm selling cars, I don't want to go and sell cars to people that aren't driving. I want to sell cars to people that have cars, right? Because if I could sell cars to people that already have cars, and I can bring someone in that pays $500 a month and get them into a brand new car for $350, they're going to buy it. It's just that simple, right? I mean, I did that in the car business all the time. So I want to focus on people that are driving right now that need new cars. That's what we're looking for. People that are they're already using the service. So whether it's SEO or web development or mobile websites or whatever, we want to focus on people that already have it, okay, but know they need something else, or know they need something more, or they know they're paying too much. And when we can show them the price reduction, that's really what's going to tip them over. So cold email with proof. I'll show you how to get the proof in a second. Payment, whether it's a PayPal link or whatever you want, Stripe, whatever you want to use, a merchant account, whatever it is, payment, and then you provide the services. All of this stuff is outsourced, and I'm going to show you how to outsource it as well in 1 second. So the proof. Here's how you get the proof. There's two ways. Number one, you're the expert, right? Or number two, who's doing the work? You're the expert. If you're going to come into this and you're going to listen to people that say, become the expert, I think that's dumb. If you're going to become an expert in anything, make it be sales, because that's the only thing that matters. But if you're going to become an expert in SEO or video marketing, which is something that we do a lot of, or pay-per-click or whatever, then you have to have the proof that you're the expert, right? People come to me all the time and they're like, yeah, I'm an SEO expert. And I'm like, okay, well, show me what you've done in the past. And they're like, oh, well, we're just getting started. Okay, then you're not an expert. You're a moron trying to sell me something that you don't know anything about. If you're an expert, you have to have the proof that you can do what you promise. If you're not the expert, then just admit it. Like me, right? I say all the time, listen, if I did your SEO, you'd fire me because I don't know how to do it. But I have all these people that do, right? Henry Ford did not know how to build a car, but he sold a crap ton of them because he knew how to hire people that knew how to build cars. Just that simple, all right? So if you're the expert, you have to have the proof. If you're not the expert, then you have to ask yourself, okay, who's doing the work? See, I sell video marketing, I sell SEO, I sell consulting, I sell all this stuff. I don't know how to do video stuff. I don't know how to do SEO, but I have 54 Indians over in Punjab, India that do know how to do all that stuff. So here's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? I have Lawyer A right here, one of my clients, right? I have Outsourcer A right here, who's going to be assigned to handle Lawyer A's work. So what I'm going to do to prove to Lawyer A that I can do what I'm promising is I'm going to take the stuff that Outsourcer A does and I'm going to show it to Lawyer A. And I'm going to say, this is the guy that's going to be doing your work. Here's what he's done in the past, and this is what he's going to do for you. I'm just the middleman. I'm just the guy that hires this guy and gets this client and connects the two of them, all right? So for all you people out there that are saying, oh, I don't have any proof because I never did anything in the past. Okay, fine. Well, there's literally hundreds of thousands of people on Upwork, Freelancer, Fiverr, all these places that are dying to do work for you, that are willing to do it for $4, $5, $6 an hour. And I'm going to show you that in a second, that have proof like crazy that they can actually do the work, and you can use their proof as long as you actually hire them to do the work. And that's the key. I'm not telling you to steal people's stuff. What I am telling you to do, though, is actually use the proof of people that are actually going to be doing the work. Okay? Next, quick question. There's a couple of them here, and I want you to answer them honestly. Okay? I don't want you to just say yes or no or whatever. I want you to answer them honestly. So in here you see on Upwork, this is just one of the services. I'm sure you know other ones, but this is the one that I use a lot of. Email marketing. There's 91,000 people that are $10 and below. Okay, so the question I have for you is this. Can you hire just one of those 91,000? I'm not asking you to hire 90,000 out of the 91,000, right? I'm not asking you to hire 1 out of 10. I'm asking you to hire 1 out of 91,000 people that charge less than $10 an hour or $10 an hour and below, right, to send out cold emails for you. Can you do that, right? If I gave you the email, you know how to get the proof now, right? If I gave you the email and I showed you how I write it, and I show you how I put my proof in it, and I show you how I get my proof, and I go through all of that stuff, can you get one of those 91,000 people to send out emails for you every day? My answer is yes. It's not that you post an ad and they reply to it. It's not that big of a deal, okay? So, another quick question. Again, this email right here, this is a response that I got from one of the cold emails that an outsourcer sends for me. It says, Kenny, seems like an interesting concept. I ran it by my partner. I think we're going to give it a try for a month and see how it works. If it goes like you say, then we'll have a customer for life. If it doesn't, then you'll have a customer for a month. Again, I love that. That's awesome that he said that. Ready for you to perform. Let me know what the next step is. So the question now is, can you get one of those 91,000 people to respond to this email and say, the next step is to fill out this thing and pay us here with this payment link or whatever, right? I can give you that email as well. So can you get one of those people to send an email like that to these people? 91,000 people. Can you get one of them? The answer is obviously yes, right? It's not that difficult. There's 91,000 people that are willing to do it for $5, $6, $7 an hour. You can hire them. The email sending is not that difficult to do when you have the stuff. So we're going to take cold emails. We're going to outsource it. We're going to hire someone to do it. We're going to send them off. We're going to get replies back. The replies are not going to come to us. They can if you want, but for me, they don't. They go to an outsourcer, and the outsourcer replies back with a payment link, and then they pay you. So now the next question is this. There's going to be a couple of them here. Can you get one of these people, 18,952 people, that charge $10 an hour or less just on this one service? We're not including Fiverr, Freelancer, or any of the other ones. Can you get one of those 18,000 plus people to do video marketing for you? For me, the answer is yes to that, right? It's not that difficult. Can you get one of those 130,000 people that charge less than $10 an hour to do graphic design for you? The answer is yes. Now, if they're charging you less than $10 an hour, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is, if they're charging you a couple dollars an hour, can you charge $500 for, let's say, video marketing when an SEO company is charging $2,500 to get them ranked number 1 on Google? Yeah, sure. Why not, right? If an SEO company is charging them $2,500 a month to get them ranked to number 1 on Google, can you get a video ranked quicker? Yeah, these people will do it for you. Okay, it's really, guys, listen, you're overcomplicating stuff like crazy. It's not that hard to do. These people want to provide services for you. There are millions and millions and millions of businesses that need them. You just have to reach out to them with the right angle, set it up the right way, and you're good to go. Search engine marketing. Can you get one of these 31,000 people who charge less than $10 an hour to do search engine marketing for you? And can you charge $200, $300, $400 a month to do that? Of course you could. We do it all the time, guys. We do it all the time, okay? It's easy to do when you have the right process set up, all right? So, quick question number, I think 4. Could you make 5 figures per month working about 2 hours per day while outsourcing all the work for pennies on the dollar? I just showed you how to do it. I gave you the funnel that we use. I gave you the process, right? We hire an outsourcer to send out a cold email. The cold email consists of a sales angle that talks about a cost reduction. We attach proof to it by using the proof either from ourselves, if we consider ourselves the expert, right? Or from the people that are actually going to be doing the work. And think about that logically. Okay, if you walk into a car dealership and you say, hey, I need my transmission fixed, I don't want the owner to tell me, hey, this is how I fix transmissions. I want the mechanic to tell me how he fixes transmissions, right? I don't want the owner to do it because he's not going to fix it. The mechanic is. So that's the guy I want the proof from. So we're going to get the proof the same exact way. So we're going to have a cold email, talks about cost reduction. We're going to attach proof to it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have the outsourcer send that email out, okay? After the outsourcer sends that email out, we're going to get replies back. When we get replies back, we have another outsourcer that says, hey, here's the payment link, here's how to get started, here's the next steps, or whatever the email is, and I can give you that email as well. And then after we get those payments in, we just hire someone, wherever we got the proof from, we hire that person to fulfill the promises. It's hands off. It's completely hands off, okay? Now, in a perfect world, and I know a lot of you probably wouldn't listen to this, but that's okay. In a perfect world, what I suggest you do is you work this yourself so that you master the process, right? So take a week, take 2 weeks, whatever it is, master the process yourself, then pass it off. But I know a lot of you will just pass it off right away, and that's okay too, because honestly, I did it for a day, and I was like, dude, I could totally hire people to do this, and I hired people to do the whole entire thing. All right, so the answer to that question obviously is yes. So what I want you to remember is this. This is a brand new client getting method that has literally never been shared with anyone before ever. And I'm sure you can tell by this video, you've never heard anything like this before because no one's ever talked about it before. So here's what we're going to give you in this offer. Number 1, I'm going to give you the exact email that we use to generate the responses that you saw before. All right, word for word, copy and paste. All you do is take the email that I have and you send it off to people. Now, listen, there's tens of millions, hundreds of millions of businesses, whatever it is, right? There's salespeople that we could target with this. There's real estate agents, there's all these different people that we could target with this. I am not worried about competition. I'm just not worried about it, and you shouldn't be either. This will never get saturated. By the time we hit every business in the United States, 10 million more started. We're off to the races again. It can never, ever, ever get saturated. You are separating yourself from the competition from the start because you're taking an entirely different angle. This opens up every single prospect in the United States and around the world to you because they've never heard this angle before. How to use the cost reduction sales angle so that you have prospects asking you for invoices on the first email. This is important because I really don't follow up with this at all. All right, you can if you want, but I don't. If somebody doesn't ask me for payment information right away, like if they don't say, hey, how do I get started or whatever, then we just don't respond to them. All right, we just don't respond to them, and that's it. If you wanted to follow up, you'd probably be a lot better off than I am with it. But I don't follow up because there's so many people out there and they've never heard of this before, right? It's easy to do on the cold contact. I don't need to worry about following up. So what I do is I just blast away, and whoever actually comes back and says, hey, how do I get started? Those are the people that we reply to. All right, so how do you do that? How do you set that up? We're going to show you here in this training. Training on the services that we provide. Some of the services that we provide, video marketing. You know, a lot of you are probably like, oh, video marketing, that's old. Okay, whatever, that's fine. It's all about how you sell it. It's all about the angle, right? It's all about the sales process. I can sell video marketing better than probably most people out there, and I don't know anything about it. The reason why is because I know how to sell stuff. Simple as that, right? I've been selling my whole entire life, and that's the only reason why I'm good at it, because I've been doing it for a long time. It's not because I'm special, it's just because I've been doing it longer. So it's all about how you sell stuff. A lot of people will say, oh, selling SEO is hard. No, it's not. It's one of the easiest sales in the world. It's very easy to do if you know how to do it. So those are just some of the services that we provide, but we'll go over other ones as well. And you're going to be outsourcing all this stuff anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Bonus, we're going to teach you how to outsource the entire process so it is 100% hands-off. Now, I don't want to say you don't have to do work, because that's BS. No matter what you do in life, I don't care what it is, when it comes to business and pretty much anything else, you got to work for it, right? You're going to have to work for it, whether it's managing the SEO, the outsourcers, whether it's learning the process, whether it's hiring and firing people, whatever it is, you're going to have to do work, All right. There is no such thing as making money without doing work. It doesn't exist unless you're like winning the lotto or something. But that's ridiculous. All right. So you're going to have to do work. But the process itself is automated, meaning that you're going to hire someone to send out the first cold email. You're going to hire someone to field the responses. You're going to hire someone to send out the reply. You're going to hire someone to do the work. Now, managing those people does take time. It's going to take about 2 or 3 hours a day, maybe an hour a day once you get really good at it, or if you have a smaller scale operation. All right. So this is the last question I have for you, I think. There might be one more, but I'm not sure. I think this is the last one. Let's say I'm completely wrong, right? Let's say everything that I just told you is 100% backwards and none of it works. If this only gets you one client, if you give it an honest shot, right? And you just play the numbers and you give it an honest shot. And let's say you've got one client, not for $1,000, not for $800, not for $700, not for $500, but for like $200 or even $100, right? Let's say it just got you one client at not even $200, which is on the screen. Let's say it got you one client for $100. Do you think it would be worth the $25, $30? I don't know what we're charging for this, so whatever it says underneath this video. Do you think it would be worth the $25 or $30 that we're asking for this training program so that you get the whole entire thing? If you just got one client from it at $100, right? If you could spend $25 to get 100, would you do it? I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. If the answer to that question is no, leave, unsubscribe from my email if you got an email from me, unsubscribe from whoever you got this email from. Never look at a video like this again because you just don't understand basic business math, right? If you can invest $25 and get 100 back, there is one question that you should be asking yourself. How many $25 investments can I make? That's it, right? When I do paid traffic, that's all I say. If I can buy a lead for $2 and I could turn that lead into a $10 long-term value, $10, right? The only question I'm asking is how many $2 can I spend? How many $2 people can I just go out there and get, right? If you could spend $25 on a product or a service, it's going to bring you in one client, just one, that makes you $100 one time. The only question you should be asking is how many times can I spend the $25? That's it. That's basic business. That's not like crazy stuff. That's like business 101 teaching you 6th grade stuff, right? This is not crazy stuff. It's like junior high business entrepreneurship class, all right? So the answer to that question, obviously, is yes. And that's assuming that I'm 100% wrong, right? Let's say I'm just a little bit right. Let's say that not everything I said is right, but let's say like 20% of it is right or 30% of it is right. If you can get a client for $500, would you spend $25 to do it? Of course. Who wouldn't, right? If you can get a client for $1,000, would you spend $25 to do it? Of course. Who wouldn't, right? You'd have to be crazy not to do that. So we have a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee, like always, because our products are awesome and we can do that. So if you have any, issue with it at all, you just let us know and we'll refund your money right away. But we very rarely have that. Our refund rates are some of the lowest in the entire marketplace. So, it is what it is. I mean, we just put together good stuff. And if you bought our stuff before, you should know that. So there should be a buy button below the video now. You can click below this video and get started with it. So let's be honest about one thing before we go, okay? You're going to spend the money anyway. I mean, listen, I do it, you do it, everybody does it, right? We're going to, we have $25 on a credit card or whatever, we have $50, $100, whatever it is, that money's going to go somewhere. Whether it's going to go to a mortgage payment or the lights or the car or movies or dinner or groceries, whatever, it's going to go somewhere, right? You're going to spend it. It's not a matter of do I have the money or not. It's a matter of where am I going to allocate those funds? Where am I going to put them, right? That's really the question. Are you going to spend the $25, $30, $35 on a night out at the movies that you're going to forget about in a week? Are you going to spend the $20, $25 on a trip to McDonald's? Are you going to spend the $20, $25 to a trip, to a restaurant or go to buy a pair of socks or whatever it is? Are you going to spend it that way, or are you going to spend it on something that's going to improve your life and your business? It's a question you got to answer, right? I can't answer that for you. It's a question you got to answer. I can tell you that I invest money in things that are going to improve my life. Not always business, but other areas of life as well, right? I always invest money in things that are going to pay me a return. That's why I drive a Jeep Wrangler, right? If you look at a Jeep Wrangler, they're one of the highest resale values in cars that are out there. I think if you make $1 million a year and you drive a Lamborghini, you're a freaking moron. Why would you ever do that? It's stupid. The second you drive it off the lot, you lose money. It's stupid. When I bought my truck, the second I drove it off the lot, I didn't gain money, but I stayed even, right? And now, 6 months later, my truck is worth more than what I paid for it. That's amazing, right? So when I spend money, I'm looking for things that are going to pay me a return. And that's what you have to start doing as well. Stop wasting your money on stupid crap that nobody cares about. There's absolutely no reason to have a $50,000 watch. I have a G-Shock. I have like 6 of them, but whatever. I have a G-Shock. It tells time really freaking well. I have shoes that cost $25, right? I'm not running a marathon. I don't need sneakers that cost $300. It's ridiculous, okay? So when you're spending money, spend money on things that are going to give you something in return, right? Increase, your income or make you a smarter person, whatever it is, whatever area of your life you're working in, you're going to spend the money anyway. How you allocate it makes a difference. And that money's going to replenish itself. No matter what you do, that money is going to come back, whether it's a paycheck, whether it's whatever it is, right? That money is going to come back. You're going to spend the $25 and the $25 is going to come back 2 weeks later, a week later, a month later, whatever it is. That money always comes back to you no matter what you do. And I'm not talking about from the training, right? I'm not talking about closing deals. I'm not talking about any of that. If you work a 9-to-5 job, you get paid every 2 weeks. You spend $25. 2 weeks later, you get another paycheck. That money is going to come back. It's not going to disappear. So you don't have to worry about it. All right. So the buy button is below. You're 100% guaranteed by our money back guarantee. No questions asked. You can ask us for your money back, and we always give it to you. We're going to give you everything that you need to succeed with this. We're going to give you the email. We're going to give you the products that we provide and the services that we provide. We're going to show you how to do all that stuff. I'm going to show you how to outsource the entire thing. I'll show you how to get the proof. Everything that you need is in here. Remember, this is a completely different angle of selling, completely different method of selling that literally nobody is doing in this industry anyway. The people are doing it in other industries, but in this industry, there is nobody doing it. And that's why we're able to see the responses that we get. So don't be the person that starts using this 2 years from now when it actually catches on. Start using this now. Be an early adapter so that you can get the replies that we're getting and you could close the deals like we're closing. It's the easiest sale ever in the world because all you're doing is sending out a cold email. An outsource is doing it for you. The outsource is fielding the replies for you. They're sending out an invoice for you, and then you're just shipping it off to someone who could do the work for you. It's really that simple. Your job is to be the manager of those people, right? And sales and management are the 2 most important things you'll ever learn in your life. We're going to teach you how to manage the outsourcers. We're going to teach you how to hire them. And we're also going to show you the email. We're going to give you the email that we use. We're going to show you how to get the proof, and you're going to start closing deals right away. All right? 2 things I'll leave you with. Number 1, with this process, as with anything that I do, number 1, am I profitable from the start? It's the first thing I ask myself, right? I don't want to go into debt for a business ever. Right? I'll go into debt for real estate. I'll go into debt for other things, but I'll never go into debt for a business. I want a business that's going to start bringing in a positive cash flow the second I start it. And that's number 1. Number 2, long term. Okay? I want to make sure that this business model is going to be available for me to produce income for a long time. I don't want something that's here today, gone tomorrow. I don't want to use a hack, right? I don't want to use an underground deal. I don't want to use any of that stuff. I want something that's going to be there forever. Okay, I've been using the same exact cold calling script since I was 15 years old, over 20 years. I've been using it forever. All right, so I want something that's going to produce income right away, and I want something that's going to produce income over time. This is it right here. Okay, especially if you're someone who's afraid of the phone, don't want to use the phone, don't want to knock on doors, don't want to network, don't want to do any of that stuff, don't want to get on video, don't want to do a webinar. This is something that you can do from the comfort of your own home without actually having to go out there and prospect on the telephone, in person, or whatever. You could just send emails. You can have somebody else do it. Very low key, very simple to do, and the responses are amazing. Okay, so click the button below the video. Get started. It's going to be open for a couple days. I don't know how long we're going to have it open, but we're going to shut it down eventually. So get started with the button below, and that's it. 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. Click the button below, and we'll see you inside the members area. Thanks for watching.